structure tools will apply for all the modules. Like if you are using financials like ERP, or if you're working for ERP or HCM or CX or SCM, so these tools are common. So if you want to perform something, so you need to use the same tools. These topics are not only for CX, it is also for other modules. Now we will go with structure tool. So basically the structure is used to control the access or the visibility to show the right icons or right access to the users. A simple example. So if you are a sales representative, right, and you don't need all of these icons, all these groups. If you are just sales representative, so you don't need this service module, you don't need this procurement, you don't need this uh, product management, you don't need uh, the other modules, right? So we will make the UI as simple as possible, right? The right icons or the right access will be given to the users. So in order to do that, we will use the structure tool to disable few icons. So, or if you want to rearrange, so first I want to show the sales, then like that rearranging, or within sales, if I want to disable some objects. So now I don't want to see deal registration. So you can disable this, or if you want to rearrange these icons, you can do that. Or if you want to show uh, the if you want to show the workspace only for a specific user or with a specific role, only for the sales managers you want to show this workspace and not sales representatives, so then you can make that condition and you can do that change. Okay, so how we will do is we will just go to structure, and let me default to the predefined template. And now let me go to structure. So this is the configuration page, right, for structure. So whatever we are seeing in the UI, right, the Navigator or SpringBoard, so it is configured here. So if the setups we need to do here. Example, if I don't want to show the sales icon, or okay, I don't want to show service, then simply what I'll do, I'll select show on Navigator to no. Even if I want to change the icon, we can do that here. But the only limitation here is we have some predefined icons or predefined images. Only we can select those. And we can rename the group, and we will just save. Okay. Now it is saved. We'll also see the quick actions. So these are the quick actions that we can enable. I'll show where it comes. But if you want to enable something or right, so we can just use uh, this property, and we can just make it enable or disable. So if you click on this icon, we can again see visible or not. So everywhere, right, in visible property, so we have these three options: yes, no, and EL expression. So yes, no is directly if you want to show that for all who are having this access, so it will show. If you set no, so then it will disable. EL expression is conditional. So that condition we will need to specify here. So we will see how to write the conditions as well. Okay. So now if we preview, now if we go to this, we have disabled, right? Yeah. Now let me go to home page and refresh. Now we shouldn't see the service group icon. Yeah, service is not available. But I navigate SpringBoard. Let me log out. So basically, right? So we have the show on Navigator control right here. So the thing here we need to note is, if we disable for Navigator, it will not be enabled by default for SpringBoard as well. Suppose here we already disabled, right? Yeah, where is service? This is service. Yeah. We already disabled. So by default, if we disable for Navigator, it won't, it will automatically disable for SpringBoard as well. But if we enable for Navigator and in SpringBoard, some icons we can show. Let me, that applies for icons. Example, if we go to service is enabled in the Navigator, right? So by default, it also enables in SpringBoard. But when it comes, that is for group. When it comes to the icons or page entries, so you have an option to specify on Navigator and as well as on SpringBoard. So first, in order to enable in SpringBoard, we should enable in Navigator first. So if you choose no, so then by default, this will be disabled. So in SpringBoard also, it won't be visible. If you enable in Navigator, and then you have a control to show on SpringBoard or not. SpringBoard, those who didn't get SpringBoard is nothing but when you click on the home page, whatever screen you are going to see, so that is nothing but SpringBoard. Okay, so now, so this is the delivered all the pages, right? So I mean the icons or everything is delivered here. So we can also create custom groups and custom page entries. So here group is nothing but like sales service, right? That is nothing but group. Page entries are within group, whatever icons we are seeing. So those are called page entries. Uh, Even before that, just to make sure, so the access, right? If you have sales module access, so basically this access, like for opportunities, accounts, contacts, so this access will come from your role. Suppose you are a sales manager, so you might not have access to this service module. Okay, so in that case, even this, even in structure you enabled, it won't disable. I mean, it won't show you the service requests or service requests, etc. So if none of the service group, under service group, right, you have multiple icons. If none of them doesn't have access to your user through your roles, right? Something like sales representative or sales manager or sales administrator. So if that roles doesn't have this access, then by default it won't show. So the first access, right? So first it will check whether the user is really having the access or not. That is the first layer of like visibility check. Then the second layer is this UI, this structure tool. So then it will check. So suppose sales user is having, sales manager is having all this access. Now it will check whether this expressions is right, whatever the expressions we are making here. So those are matching or not. So then it will apply. So if we disable something like this deal registrations for sales manager, so it won't show that. Suppose like this. Let's say here we have a sales manager role and we are not displaying this. So there is a not operator. I'll show this. So that way the access will be controlled. So it is not only just on the UI. So it also affects the user security or user visibility, user access. Now quickly I'll create a new page group for I'll say digital sales. I'll let it be icon same, but if you want, you can change. I want to show in the navigator. I'll click save and continue. Now page is group is created. So next I'll create a new page entry. I'll choose icon. So you can select the relevant one. So then you can choose the group here, this page entry, in which group you want to show. Where is our digital sales? Yeah. Now I want to show on the navigator only if I have some role. Okay. Let me take you to the so these are some expressions that will help to make some conditions. Suppose if I want to show only to the right the admin or admin or a specific role. So then what you can do is you can use this expression. Just replace your roles here. Choose EL expression. And here you will replace your role codes. If you have a single one, you can choose this. Like you can just put that role here. If you have multiple roles, then you can use the comma separator. Role 1, comma, role 2. So where you will get this role codes is from security console. So in coming topics, I'll explain how to on roles, but we can get the role codes from security console. So we need to give the exact username for the logged in user. So logged in user, right, should have this role. So then only it will check this user in role in this list or not. If it is yes, then it will show that icon. Otherwise, it won't show. To validate this, you can use this validate. What this will check is, for the logged in user, uh, is this expression is satisfying or not? So now it is saying value false. So the meaning is this user doesn't have admin role, admin or manager role with this names. If I choose here not operator, so then it will be true. So it says this user doesn't have this roles. So I'm showing. So let me choose this one for now. Let it be in SpringBoard also, we can place the same expression. If you want to enable for mobile, so you can enable, and then link page, right? So we have different types of pages: application page, dynamic URL, static URL, VB Studio page. So if you develop a page for in Visual Builder Studio, then you can choose this. If you want to place some application page, like if you check for some standard icons, it will be used this application page, where we will have this focus ID, web application, etc. Or if you want to make dynamic URL, so here basically the dynamic URL will have this stripe port and then the remaining destination here. So if you choose static, so we can just give some URL, something like right, www dot. Just I'll try to open this. Save and continue. Later, you can also delete these icons. Now, if I go to, now let me see where this digital CC is placed. It is placed at the top, at the bottom, right? If you want to move, you can move one by one. Okay. And suppose if you want to, uh, move the existing icon, right, to this group. Suppose here we have a move option. Choose this. To which group you want to move this icon, you can select that. Now I'll select digital sales. So it is moved. So from one group to other group, I just moved. So now if I review, okay, so now we have digital sales and this Google search. The other icon is not displaying because uh, maybe there is some expression and it is not returning, like it is returning false. That means it is not, that's why it is not visible. So now if we click on this, it will open a new tab to show the URL. If you go to the existing screens, right, we can see a different types of this pages. So here we have this expression. Yeah, see this expression. It is restricted only for few users. Okay. If the username is this or this or this, then only show this icon. So our username is not listed here, so it is not showing. You can see some examples here. If you want to check multiple roles, this is the way. Then if you want to check a specific role, then this is the way. if you want to check or condition with or condition, either role 1 or role 2. So then we can just use this or operator, or the combinations also we can use, and or combinations. If you want to check to satisfy whether the condition is satisfying for all the specified roles. So in this case, any one role is sufficient. But if you use this user in all roles, if the user must have all the roles specified here, then not if user is not in any role, so then you can just use this not equal to operator. Specific username, you can choose this. If you want to compare the profile options, user will have profile options, right? We saw what is profile option, etc. This is nothing but from setup and maintenance. If you want to check that profile option values, so we can use this format. Then something like some out of the box expressions will look like this with user grants. The role specific user grants we can check here. Okay. Then rearranging everything we can do from here. So now, or if you want to search, right, a specific icon, so you can specific icon or group, you can just search here, and then you can suppose like account. You can go from here. Okay? Or we just created Google, right? You can just go through. You can just you will get, if you click on that, you will get to know that specific page entry. Then the last one is the home screen. So here you have some page infolets you can enable or disable. So these page infolets will come in home screen. So if you go to home screen, at the bottom, something is wrong. Let me disable this sandbox. Yeah. So here we have things to finish, and then news announcements, etc. And then we have this analytics, right? So where we have this info. It's just now in the home page I showed, right? So if you want to enable the sales infolets or service infolets or user defined infolets, help desk, etc. So we can disable those. Okay. So that is all about the structure icon or structure tool. So let me stop recording. So here we have also option to make duplicate for page entries, not for groups. So if you go to any specific icon or page entry, so you have an option to duplicate this. So let me go to some lead. Yeah. So here we have this create duplicate. So what it will do is it will just create a copy, and we can give something like a different name, and we can save and continue. So the previous icon will also be there with the same expression, same setup. We can also copy a new icon. So if you want to rearrange, then all that modifications we'll do in the new icon. Yep. So in this session, we will see about appearance tool and structure tool using sandbox. So first we will see appearance tool and why this appearance tool is needed. and then we will see how to use structure tool also. Okay. So let me directly go through the system. Okay. So this is our Fusion system, right? So here, appearance tool.